Day 13 of Oscar Pistorius' trial in the North Gauteng High Court was filled with a lot of information, and some of it's rather confusing. So we're joined by criminal law expert William Booth to help us decipher some of what happened in court on Day 13. Thank you for joining us.
Great, it's good to be here again.
So probably the most interesting thing for people who've been following the court case for an extended period of time is that the prosecution said that they may wrap up their case by next week. Does that mean that the whole case will be over?
No, definitely not. I think it's just the case for the prosecution. We all believe there were more than 100 odd witnesses. That was according to the list of witnesses that the prosecution made available before the trial started. But obviously, as a trial continues, the prosecutor might decide, well, you know, there are a lot of witnesses that he's not going to call because they might give evidence about aspects and facts which are not in dispute. And that is what he doesn't know beforehand, before the plea is put to Oscar. He didn't know those things. So, you know, I think he knows where he's going with his case. He knows what he's got to prove. And if he feels, well, he's presented sufficient evidence and will call another 3 or 4 more forensic witnesses next week, that might, in his mind and the prosecution's mind, be enough to try and prove the case. Whether that will be so, well, obviously time will tell. So it's a situation that the prosecution, as the case goes along, has to decide, well, we're not going to call all these witnesses because they're not relevant, but they don't know that beforehand. So to lead evidence on irrelevant aspects, for example, I think the evidence led yesterday on the issue with Oscar viewing certain sites, in my mind at that particular time wasn't relevant at all. It might lead to something later on, but you know, I don't know why that evidence was led, in fact.